couple years down the road, you feel the blistering heat
Ooh.
of a midsummer Texas sun just screaming across the back of your neck.
Oh my God. Yeah, I've been feeling that recently.
Yeah, man, it is as hot as you can remember.
Yeah.
You've got a water bottle you press up against the hot flesh. It gives you like momentary relief, but
It's
that
always a
doesn't
good
last for
feeling.
long. It's a great feeling,
No.
right? You got to keep
Yeah.
rotating the bottle so it stays cold, and then eventually your skin sort of desensitizes to it, and you're stuck in this thing where it's hot and cold, and you're just miserable.
Man, it's room temp right now, and I'd love to do that.
Yeah. So you're really feeling it. You got beads of sweat dripping down your face, soaking through your fucking shirt because you are moving into a new place in the middle of the summer.
Oh. Oh my God. The worst.
No, it's the worst, but you feel fortunate that you found like a good landing spot and you found like a place that you could have done way worse. That's what I'll say.
For sure. But man, you know that feeling when you like at least like when you move into a new place, like maybe it's like late at night too, and you open the door, no AC, like none of the utilities are that is the worst
The
feeling in the
fucking
world. And
worst. Yeah.
you're carrying like a couch
Yeah.
and it's just hot. Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Really sucks.
It really blows.
But you're
But
almost at the end. You've moved like
that's a good feeling.
you've got like maybe like one trip left to make, you know,
Okay. Yeah.
and it's all just a bunch of like little stuff, but you've got all the big things, any furniture, your bed, television, like all the stuff that is the foundation of your space. You've got all that moved in, sort of situated where you want it.
Perfect.
You even kind of think like, man, do I just say this last load for tomorrow? And then something inside of you goes, no, just get it done with. That way you come back, you can relax, and you can go upstairs to the Chili's at 45th and Lamar.
I live on
You rent the
hold on.
room underneath the Chili's at 45th and Lamar, right? It's like
Honestly,
it's fucking
not a
sweet,
bad
dude.
location, you know?
Not at all. Not at all. Usually it's like your friends come over late at night, there's ample parking, you're allowed to have people over, especially when the restaurant closes. It really
Yeah.
is fantastic. It's sort of an industrial looking space, but you put down some fucking rugs, you get some lamps, right? You make a house a home.
Okay.
Plus,
And it's just one room? It's just one room?
it's like the basement of the
Okay.
Chili's. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
there is a big chili sign against one of the walls that has to stay there. It was the old sign before they replaced it. And
Right.
they're the guy who's like the manager of the Chili's, Jim Elmers. He's like, that's mine. I just don't have a place at home for it. So it's like it has to stay down there. There is an old chili sign against the wall, but everything else is like truly your space.
Yeah.
Plus, there is a hatch with a ladder that leads up into the kitchen of the Chili's.
Okay.
And because there is no kitchen downstairs, guess where you're cooking your meals, brother? Right there on the line, baby.
All right.
Right? Some days you're working the saute
Wow.
station, maybe you're making a little pasta, right? You make
Yeah.
like macaroni and cheese in the pans, and you're just like, there are a lot of times when like it's pretty busy, but you come home, maybe had a couple beers, right? You show up a little drunk,
Hey,
maybe it's
wouldn't
like
be the first time.
9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, you come home, had a few too many, and
Yeah.
you're just like, hey guys, I gotta make my macaroni, and you just like butt in while they're like wrapping up dinner service, and you're just making a fucking huge mess, right? You're dropping
It's
macaroni
like,
all over the place, right?
is it craft? Like,
Oh,
is
oh,
it
not
just
no, it's
craft?
not even craft. It's like great value level. It's Hill Country Fair, right? It's like, you know,
Oh
you're
shit.
yeah. It's HEB brand.
That's
So
not
yeah,
so
you know,
bad.
there is a little bit of tension between you and
Oh,
the
I
guys who work
imagine.
the line, you know.
Yeah, for
A couple
sure.
but that being said, like sometimes a couple of them will just come down the hatch in the middle of their shift and like take a break and hang out on your couch and you guys get high together. They'll bring you down like a
That
basket of fries or like a chicken sandwich or something, you know, and you guys just hang out.
love that.
Yeah. So
That
there's a
works for
couple
me, man.
guys, there's a couple guys that you like grow to like really become friends with, you know. It turns out to be like a really wonderful living situation.
Nice. Who are my best friends there?
There's this there's this young line cook named Ricardo. He's like 19 years
Okay.
old. He drives like a Fast and the Furious car. You know, you guys are kind of like from different worlds a little bit. He had a little more rough and tumble upbringing. You know, he's working to support a family at 19. You know, he's living life, right? You know, he's like in
Yeah.
the thick of it. But he comes down. He comes down from that hatch. He makes you like the best chicken sandwich you've ever had. For some
Oh.
reason, it's just like grilled chicken, bacon, cheese, a little chipotle aioli, some avocado, lettuce,
Oh
tomato,
my god.
toasted bun.
What
He
kind of
brings it down with like
cheese?
little size of fries, pepper jack, baby.
Oh my god.
Pepper jack makes it smack. That's what you say. So he
I'd be
comes
right.
down.
I'd be
You'd
right
be
to say it.
100% right. Yeah. He comes down, right? He he hangs out. You guys, like I said, smoke weed, you play little video games, you know, that kind of thing. You just enjoy one another's company.
Yeah.
So he's like probably your best friend that's on the line.
Okay.
There is like an older guy on the line. He's like a real fucking curmudgeon.
How
His
much
name is Dart Tarpley, and he doesn't come into your home, but he does open the hatch up on his break and just like stick his head in, and he like talks to you from the hatch, and he'll like watch you like play video games or like watch whatever you're watching. He just likes the feeling of like the you know the cold Danny air against his face versus like the hot kitchen air on the rest of his body. You know,
right, right, right. It's funny because like imagine the line. This seems like a pretty fresh Chili's, all things considered.
it's the
like
Chili's at 45th
like
and Lamar, baby. It's you know,
yeah.
it is what it
Like
is.
just imagining real ingredients being used and not just like
Oh yeah,
frozen shit.
yeah, yeah,
This is yeah, they're going all out at this fucking
yeah.
Chili's.
You cook a Thanksgiving dinner there one year. They were closed for Thanksgiving, and you're like, "Fuck it, you guys come. Let's make Thanksgiving in
Yeah,
my
why
Chili's
not?
kitchen." And you know have a bunch of friends over. People bring they bring a bird, right? It's great. It becomes like a sort of like a tradition, and you're there for like you're there. You live underneath there long enough to see like three different general managers come and go. You're there to see
Yeah.
like the kitchen staff turn over twice, basically. You know, front of
Oh, wow.
house,
So
no,
this is
like
this
there's only like two people left. I mean,
this
it's a
is
Chili's.
family.
It's a turn and burn, right? It's a step on to the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you find that like there's not a lot of people that are there a lot, right? You get this new ambitious regional manager. His name is Tom Sansucci, and he's just like a big fat guy, like a very tall. He's shaped like a grimace, you know. He's shaped like Grimace is. He's just like a fucking gumdrop with legs, right? He's just like a big fat mound of a person, tall. He's probably like 6'3", 6'4". He's the new general manager, right? You don't like him because you
Yeah.
can hear him when he's walking around. You know, he's creaking in the floor, like
Yeah, yeah,
really fucks
fuck
up your
that.
vibe. You know,
Yeah.
but one thing he's done is he has started a new promotion where this Chili's is putting cheese on everything.
Whoa.
Like cheese sauce, not just like a slice of cheese or shredded cheese. Like they're making like cheese sauces, like like a nacho cheese sauce. Right? They're calling it uh uh cheese before the fall. It's like their end of summer promotion. right?
Jeez, before the fall.
All the pictures, there's like a girl who's like got a plate of fries and she's standing in front of like a cheese dispenser, like pulling a handle, and there's cheese coming out, like covering her fries, and she's like looking behind her, and in the back, just over the horizon, you see some like trees that have like leaves changing color and this look of tears on her face.
Oh wow, that's
It's a pretty intense
it's pretty,
promotion, you know,
it's a pretty
but
sophisticated logo. Yeah.
it brings them in. I'll tell you, honestly, it really does. It brings them in.
Now, let me
Yeah.
ask a couple questions. Do I did did I like why did I move into this place? Like what happened leading up to this?
Um, your building burned down.
Oh.
You it was again, it was summertime when this happened.
Right.
And you for some reason you were about to pleasure yourself and you wanted like a warming lotion, so you had like this candle warmer like warming up this lotion that you have to
I
to
was
warm your
warming
to
up
warm
the
yourself.
lotion.
Yeah, you were warming up this lotion. Um, you were warming up this lotion and you kind of thought to yourself, you're like, even though it is hot, like still. And then you felt that warm lotion on your skin and you go, but some things deserve a little more heat. And you were pleasuring yourself and the you had like headphones on, you were really in the jack zone, and the candle warmer shorted out and it caught your drapes on fire while you were pleasuring yourself. And your
Oh my
whole your
god.
whole building just burned down while you were jacking off in bed. So you had to move, right?
Yeah, you gotta move then.
Yeah, you gotta move. The firemen who came said they'd never seen a fire spread faster than the one that burned down your house.
Yeah, that's the fastest one.
An old grizzled fireman. He stands over the ashes. He like puts a finger in and then he like licks it and he goes, "Fire burned fast, burned hot, conditions." And he looks at you and he goes, "Must have been right." And he you don't know that like, and he doesn't know how he knows this, but he knows that you jacking off had something to do with this building burning down. And he can't
He
prove it,
knows.
but
Yeah.
he's been doing this long enough that he's seen enough like jack related fires that like he he knows when he sees one and he's like standing over the rubble
Yeah,
of one right now.
right. He can smell it.
Yeah, he kind of you definitely like watch him like sort of like a bloodhound, just kind of going around the property, raising his nose in the air, inhaling deep, kind of like shaking it off like he's searching for a memory from years gone by and he just can't find it. But he knows it's there, you know?
It's there.
It's like, hey, what year was your field trip to see the fucking Kennedy Museum in Dallas?
Um, are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Oh, I thought you
Like,
were okay.
but what my point is that it's like, as you think about it, you think it might be, man, was that 2011 or was that 2012? And you just
Oh,
can't
okay.
find the context that puts it all
Ye
together.
right,
And
right,
he's
right.
feeling that exact same thing right now.
Um, I see. I see.
And you're watching him, and you
Man,
almost know that he thinks something is amiss, right? Like he's like,
right.
this isn't what it appears to be. But you get away with it either way, you know.
Yeah.
You didn't do it. You were just oblivious to it while you were busy jailing. So your house burns down, you move in underneath the Chili's at 45th and Lamar, and they are cheesing everything
It's the
right
cheese
now.
before the fall.
It's the cheese before the fall, and they walk in and they say, "Hey, welcome to Chili's here on 45th and Lamar." At the very back of the bar, you'll see our Cheese Blaster 3000. They go, anything you want cheese, you just let us know and we'll cheese the fuck out of it for you. And this lady like covers her child's ears and she goes, "Must you use such foul language?" And she goes, "Yes, my district manager demands it, or I will lose my job." And she goes, "How many win your party?" You know, and they just kind of go on forward. But they are cheesing everything, right? The only thing about this cheese dispenser is that it's like it's hard to keep it like hot and like not burning the cheese at the same time. So it's almost like a room temperature thing, and then it
Ugh.
gets heated up as it gets dispensed, you know,
Oh, I see, I see, I see.
right? So, you know, you've definitely cheesed up a couple things, you know, here and there,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
You've gone to like make
I take
nachos or
advantage of it.
something. Oh, 100%. They have to unplug it at night. Otherwise, the downstairs rat eats all the cheese. That's what they say to each other.
Oh my
You're the
god.
downstairs rat.
Hey, what the hell?
You know, it's a joke, you know. But you definitely earn the nickname and it sticks with you pretty much throughout every iteration of the line. But yeah,
Wow.
you do like use the you do use the cheese blaster 3000 quite a bit.
Right.
And you found that your quality of life has improved, you know? You're more
Really? That
satisfied, you know. Well, it's like a social thing, you know,
Oh, okay, yeah, everyone's hanging
right?
out by the Cheese Master 3000.
Yeah, the cheese blaster 3000. We're gonna
Oh, right.
be correct.
Is the
S-
master coming soon?
I mean, depending, you know, depending on how this promo goes, they might put a master into production, but we'll see. So, you know, it does become this place that like for you is home. And because it has such like a unique quality to it, it's a place that you have a lot of really fond memories of, you know? It's a place you really care
Yeah,
about. It's a place that like your friends care about. It was just fun to go hang out at Danny's underneath the Chili's at 45th and Lamar.
I
Bring a
believe
bag of
that.
chips, you know, people will make nachos. Danny will go up and blast it with cheese.
Right.
You know, you people will bring over fucking wings and jalapeno poppers and all kinds of shit. You're just frying it up. You know what I mean? You're just frying it
That's
up.
man, to bring that over to a Chili's, you
Yeah.
gotta feel pretty confident in your poppers, man.
Mm. You know, that's what I'm saying. And people do. People feel they're like, oh, this is a place where I'm not going to be judged. And if worse comes to
I
worst,
gotta bring my shit a little
you can just pop into the walk-in and grab a
so
bag of
yeah,
poppers, you know? It's a
that's what I'm
Chili's.
saying is, like, you better bring your shit when you're
Yeah.
coming to the Chili's at 45th. It's probably up to the food game a little bit.
Oh, for sure. And just because it's like you have access to things you never had access to before, right? You were encouraged to do
Certain
it.
seasonings.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. It's a lot of fun. It becomes like a fun hangout spot for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's like naturally just sort of this attraction, right? You're there one
Right.
night. You the Chili's is closed. It's probably like sorry, like 1:30 in the morning. You're sitting there watching TV and you hear like a couple sets of footfalls above you. You hear people walking around and they're kind of
Yeah.
like you can tell that they're like walking slowly, right? And it's 1:30 in the morning. You're like, that's fucking weird. And they're walking all over the place. Like they don't know what they're looking for. You kind of get out of bed, you go outside, you walk up the hill, and you look through the window and you see two guys in there, right? There's two guys and they got a flashlight, you know, and you see him like you kind of like walk around the building, you look in through the back and you can see into like the back hallway where the manager's office is. You see him like break into the door, and one of them who breaks in the door, he kind of comes out, he motions, come here to the other one. You can barely see through a crack in the door, but you see that they're fucking with the safe,
Oh.
right? They're fucking with the safe. They're like banging on it, right?
Oh, shit.
And you think like that's not going to happen, not in my Chili's.
Right. I spring
You go,
to action.
you spring into action. You go back downstairs. You put on all dark clothing.
Okay.
a bunch of eye black,
Yeah.
just covered.
Oh yeah.
Maybe even a little too covered. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's not good. That's not
I
good.
mean, it's not, I said maybe. All right.
You said maybe, yeah.
And the situation is like you want to be, yeah. So,
I'd want to get as far from maybe as possible.
sure, but you're sweaty and like stuff happens. It's definitely not bad. Again, you're also wearing like
Right,
a
right.
fucking ski mask thing. So there's like,
Okay.
a lot of stuff
All
is
right.
covered.
I see.
So
I
you
see. I see.
you go upstairs, right? You open the fucking hatch, you climb up into the kitchen, you're walking along. You see a chef's knife sitting out on the counter.
Yeah.
You hear the clang of a hammer against the metal safe. You fire up the grill. You lay the blade there, the heat and the flames until it gets red hot. You sort of like walk through the kitchen. Clang, clang, clang. It gets louder and louder. You hear like the grunt of a guy as he's like swinging a fucking hammer, right? Just like the little
Yeah.
arguments of like, hurry up, come on, fuck you, that whole thing, just that sort of banter.
Yeah.
You take a couple steps towards the door, you walk out, you step right out in front of them, and they both stop and look at you, and you go, not in my Chili's, motherfucker. And then you slash both their throats, and their
With
their
a
wounds
hot knife?
their wounds cauterize because of it immediately, so it kills them, and they bleed out slowly, right? But it's like a trickle,
Oh.
right? And they're just laying there on the ground, and
Oh.
you call the police, right? The cops show up.
Oh my god.
Uh, you tell them the whole thing of what
Why would I
happens.
kill
You
these
show them
people? I would
you because
never do that.
you were not going to have them doing that in your fucking
I
Chili's,
let
dude.
that Chili's get robbed before I murdered 2 people.
You would think so, but you were there for a long time, man. And you really loved it there.
I did.
Yeah, you
I
had a great
clearly
time.
did. I hope
You
I
you
did.
did you loved it. Yeah. You know how
I
many
just
poppers you cooked in those
murdered 2
fryers?
people
Not
in
in your fucking
defense of
Chili's,
it.
man.
Holy shit. I don't e that this isn't self-defense. This is murder. This is murder.
Well, you tell the cops that, right? Well, you don't tell the cops this is murder,
Right.
but you basically explain your
Yeah,
side of
I
the
hope I
story,
don't.
and the cops go, "These motherfuckers tried to rob the Chili's at 45th and Lamar." And he looks at you, he takes his hat off, and he goes, "Thank you for what you did here, young man." He shakes your hand. You get a key to the city,
That's
you know?
key to the city?
Yeah,
Honestly, I could see that happening. I
yeah.
legit could see this story. Yeah,
It galvanizes all of
like,
Austin, right?
yeah. But
It
I
galvanizes
also I gotta
everybody.
tell you, I I must I must admit I think this could turn out to be like a real Austin political issue. I feel like sides would be split on how they viewed the knife slitting of these two robbers, you know?
Yeah, you would think that. And there was a lot of polling done in the immediate aftermath, and 97% of Austin said, good. You don't
Oh
fuck with the
my
Chili's at
god.
45th and Lamar. The place is an
Okay, so
institution.
the Chili's is really like carrying a lot of weight here.
Oh yeah. Like they interviewed one guy on the news and they said, sir,
It always has in this city.
yeah, they go, how do you feel about the what some people are calling a murder at the Chili's on 45th and Lamar? And he goes, fuck them. And they didn't even bother bleeping it, right? They just let it go. They let it rip right on live news. He goes, you don't fuck with the Chili's at 45th and Lamar. He goes, would you take a shit in Barton Springs? And they were like, well, that's a pretty strong opinion from a passionate man, and they go back to you. And
Yeah.
so
It
that it
sounds like that
definitely,
guy shat in Barton Springs.
I'm not going to say he has, but I will tell you that he was witness to it. So he's definitely swimming a lap and came right up on a turd, just right, very close to it. So yeah, it's like you would think it would be divisive, but it's not. And also
Right.
people are like that was also that man's home. Like
Yeah.
people are
That's
robbing your
true.
home,
That's
and it's like they're like this is Texas. So if anything, there's that where it's like, this is Texas. You're allowed to stand your fucking ground, you know? And then other people were like, yeah, this was his home. He should have defended it, right?
Yeah. Damn.
Either way, like I said, you get the key to the city, right? And because of all of this newfound attention, the Chili's at 45th and Lamar is hopping, right? Busier than it's ever been, right? That
Wow.
cheese
That's
blaster
cool.
3000 is working its ass off. And
I'll
Sansucci,
bet it is.
you know, the regional manager, he's going, man, look at what a good job my promotion is doing. You know, look at what a great job Cheese Before the Fall is doing. Look at our numbers since we started the promotion, and it lines up. But everybody knows it's because of the supposed murder at the Chili's at 45th and Lamar that's why they've got all this attention, not because of the Cheese Before the Fall. People try to tell him that, but he doesn't want to hear it. He takes the numbers to the higher ups, and they approve Cheese Blaster 3000s in every Chili's across the country.
Wow.
Right? It is the most promising, popular numerical success in the history of fast casual dining. Right? Nobody has ever had a promotion with this kind of a spike in sales before. But again, insiders know it's because of the alleged murder.
Yeah.
So, next thing you know, these fucking Cheese Blaster 3000s are getting shipped off all over the country, right? They're everywhere. You can't, they start a whole nationwide promotion about it. And people are just kind of like, what the fuck? Why would we want to do this, you know? And so you kind of like come home, right? They give you the key to the city, right? You had a couple drinks, had a little bolski, as you like to say.
Yeah, yeah.
You come home, you're into your place underneath the Chili's at 45th and Lamar, and you fall asleep, you kind of pass out really. You're just like, what a great
Yeah.
day, you know? And that day
That is
the
a
uh
cool day.
the cheese blaster 3000 malfunctions and it just keeps like pushing out cheese. It eventually makes its way down the hatch. It fills up the basement and it smothers you alive and you die as your lungs fill up with cheese from the cheese
Oh
blaster
my
3000s.
god, what
And
the hell?
the next day, the Cheese Blaster
I thought
3000s
it was a
all over
good
the country
day.
also malfunction, and they nobody notices it, and they just fill every Chili's in the country up with cheese. Chili's has to shut down, and every city with the Chili's in it suddenly develops a major rat infestation, and it comes on a new plague. A third of the country gets
Dude,
wiped out.
oh, the bubonics back, dude.
I don't know if it's bubonic. I'm not like a virologist, but it's definitely the plague. They call it the cheddar plague.
The cheddar plague.
Yeah, a third of
Oh
America gets
my
wiped out.
god.
Nowhere else is affected, but a third of America gets wiped out.
The black is back, man.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
the cheddar plague. Yeah, you fucking die, lungs full of cheese.
Jesus Christ. That sucks.
Yeah.